Well, I'm joined here by Steve King, the new Eastbourne Borough manager. You've been out there today, observed the first session, got to know the place a little bit, although I know you've been here a lot of times. How's it feel to be here?
Yeah, good. I think it's been long overdue. Some would say years. Yeah, I'm familiar with the place. I've lived in the town 20 years, so yeah, it's a good setup.
You're familiar with the place, you're familiar with Sussex football. I think Sussex football's familiar with you. I think there's not many people in and around this world that don't know you, don't have an opinion on you already. But for those who don't, and this answer might take a while, could you run us through your history in the game, what you've done and the achievements?
Wow. I started my career at Dulwich Hamlet as in 2020. 2000. Yeah, 2000. Sorry. Had 2 years there with a youth setup, and then won the league and won a cup with them at that early age. And then went in to do the first team with a chairman called Martin Eade, and was assistant to him, sort of helping him bring players in, and we done well. And then I just got the bug from there, and I felt like I wanted to be a manager in my own right. I applied for Lewis. I honestly didn't expect on getting it back then, 2003, because there was a lot of ex-Brighton players trying to get the job and all that, and I think must have impressed in the interviews. They wanted a safe pair of hands. They didn't really want promotion. They just wanted me to be steady, where they were considering building a sporting hub in Lewis, which was over the back of the stadium, so where they could have all different sports and things like that. So they just wanted the team to just be steady. And then obviously I went in there and ripped the script up really. We've got 3 promotions in 4 years. We got to the National League all the way from Ryman League. We probably would have done it earlier, but the ground wasn't up to grading, so we finished 3rd in the Conference South twice, and we couldn't play in the playoffs. Back then it was only 5 teams in the playoffs, so it was, four teams, and the winner went obviously automatic. And whoever got us in those playoffs got a bye to the final, so it was crazy. They sort of asked me to stay 1 more year. I was there 5 years. Asked me would I stay because I was going to go, because I just felt like I was sort of, my career was getting sort of wasted because we couldn't get promoted. And then they done the ground gradings, and then we won the league by about 9 points, I think. And I think Eastbourne was 2nd that year. Both teams went up. We never forget the Derby days when there was 5,000 at the grounds, 4,000 at Christmas and Boxing Day, New Year's Day, Boxing Day. They did alternative fixtures, and it was great rivalry. It was brilliant. From there, I can't even remember where I went on after that. I was where did I go after Lewis? Maybe Farnborough. I think Farnborough. Got promotion there with Farnborough, won the Southern League. Then come runners up in the Conference South, lost in the playoff finals to Ebbsfleet. Went to Macclesfield. Had a really good year there. We were top a lot of the time and tinkering with the playoffs, but we had a great FA Cup run. Got to the 4th round where they hadn't never been done in their history. I know they've recently done the 4th round now, but because they went from Macclesfield Town to Macclesfield FC, they were saying that it's never been done, but we'd already done it at Macclesfield. I had a fantastic time there, loved it. Built a fantastic team. I think 17 players went to the Football League after that season from that team. It's incredible. It's never been done in football, that so many players got their moves to the Football League. Where else did I go? I went to Whitehawk, had another 2.5 years there, great times, playoff finals, lost to Boreham Wood in the final of the Conference South, won various cups, London Cup, Sussex Cup, Kent Cup, just most of the counties that I've managed. Had a great time there, got 2 playoffs again, cup run again, FA Cup run. We actually lost to Dagenham live on the TV. We'd have played Everton in the next round, knocked Lincoln out. Great times at Whitehawk. I go after Whitehawk, Dartford, Welling. Went to Welling, had 1 year there at Welling. Again, really enjoyed it. Playoff finals again in the Conference South. Lost to Woking 1-0. I only had 1 year there, and then went to Dartford. Had 3 good years. Come in when they were near the bottom. So got 50 points out of 66. Took them to the playoff finals. Lost on penalties. Second there when COVID came, and then playoffs again the following year. Lost in the semis on penalties again. So had good times at a lot of clubs, you know. Hendersford, another cup run again there. Went through 9 games with Hendersford. They actually got relegated to the County League before I got there, and they got reinstated back up to Step 4, and the plan was to go through the leagues with them. We was in and around the playoffs, and then we had a massive cup run, and we fell behind with fixtures. And like I said, I did 9. I think it's never been done before. We had to go in an extra prelim round, and we went through 9 games. It's never been done in the history of the FA Cup, what we did that year. I left 2 days before the cup game live on the TV, which was pretty sad. They went and lost that on penalties. Yeah, also had a short spell at Gloucester, where I would have stayed longer, but they changed the model from hybrid to part-time, and it was just too far to keep going up and down the country to be part-time. And in that Conference North, much tougher league than the South, but the games were everywhere, so it became more and more difficult. But I really enjoyed my time there. Managed to get them in the playoffs for the first time in their history ever. Came in with over 16th in the division, I think, and we ended up an amazing run and ended up in the playoffs and lost on penalties. So, theme of mine, losing on penalties. A lot of teams I've managed. And I've just been sort of taking a bit of time out. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I just felt like I wanted to have a little break, a little rest. Could have gone back in a number of times this season, but I just felt I was waiting for the right opportunity, right club. But I kept my nose in, I've been to probably 100 games, all different levels, just looking at players, studying things, watching different levels, and keeping my black book going, as they say.
And I've seen you in a lot of stadiums this year. You've been watching a lot of National League South, so there's no question you know the level, even this season, and you also know us. I think you've been to a lot of our games in particular as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm gonna give it no secret. It's handy because I live over the road. So yeah, I've watched a lot of games, and I would say I know this level probably better than anybody. You know, I've been 10 playoffs in this division alone, along with the Conference North as well. I've been in the playoffs there as well. So yeah, I know the levels, and it's important that you keep your knowledge going. Knowledge is power, the way I always see it. You know, players pop up here, there, and everywhere, different from different eras and different times, and the game's changing, and you have to keep up with the game. There won't be a week go by that I won't watch 2 or 3 games without a shadow of doubt.
Well, playoffs are a big theme in the history of your career. I know you'll be wanting to take this club to the playoffs, but the short-term goal is down the other end of the table. You're coming in quite close to the end of the season, but is there a confidence in you that you can keep us in this division?
Yeah, it's a tough gig. I think the biggest thing is not the points, it's the games that's already been played. And you can only come in and do your best. Any manager that comes in and says, I'll do this, I'll do that, they're not telling the truth. And I'm always honest, straight. I'm going to do my utmost to try and keep Eastbourne in the division. That's the plan for everybody. But we're reliant on a lot of things and a lot of other teams, because teams have got 2, 3, 4 games in hand on us. So realistically, there's 1 or 2 that can be pulled in, but that means on us winning a lot of games between now and the end of the season.
Should the unthinkable happen, though, is there a better man in the business to get us out of the league below?
If we went down?
Yeah,
no, like I won that league as well, so I'm more than confident in building a team that will challenge. I've done it my whole career. You know, made history at 7 clubs. Challenged for the championship at every more or less every club I've managed. So, yeah, that, you know, if it went the wrong way and we had to take a step backwards to come forwards, 100% my job would be to get promoted. End of, you know, and I'd, you know, say on here that that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make up the numbers. It would be my opinion, if it doesn't go the right way, to get us straight back up.
Well, looking ahead then, your first game in charge tomorrow, Ebbsfleet, a team who are high flying, a team that we know are very organised and very good, but there's no reason why we can't go straight in there and get 3 points, is there?
No, we'll have a right go. You know, I know the manager Josh well, and his brother used to play for me. I know the dad. I know, you know, Damien. I know there, CEO there. So yeah, no, they're in a good run. They're in a good place. They've got good players. They've got a healthy squad, but more than capable. You know, I've watched Eastbourne against Torquay. I've watched them against Dorking. They're more than capable. If we turn up, they can beat anyone in the division. Because when Eastbourne beat Torquay, they were second. When they had a right go at Dorking, they were top. So there is potential there to win these games, but we have to be at our max to win those games.
Well, just finally then, is there a message you have for the Eastbourne Borough fans about why they should back Steve King?
It's not backing me, it's backing the club. So they've got to keep sticking by Eastbourne. Everyone knows. There's a lot of people that know me within the stadium, they walk around, and you know, local people, they like a local man, and I'm local. There's no more local than me, and hopefully, you know, one way or shape or form we'll get back Eastbourne where they really want to be and where they want to go. I know it's National League they want to end up, and beyond, if the plans that's at the club. So, you know, I do my utmost to try and make that happen.